Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project is we're going to be installing a chain link fence to replace this temporary fencing that we have here right now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lay out exactly where we're going to put the corner posts, and we're also going to put the gate post in here as well. As you can see, we cleared out all of the shrubbery so we can get in there and put our post on the property line where it's supposed to be. And we're going to have our gate. It's going to actually be a 3-foot gate, but it's going to be a double 3, so it's going to be a 6-foot opening. And this is where our corner post is going to go, right up against the house, right down in the corner right here. And just so you know, this fence is going to be 5 foot in height. Now on the other side of the property, we're going to come in here and we're going to put our end post right here. It's going to be a 2.5 inch diameter, and it's going to be 7 foot in length. We're going to put our end posts on the other property line too. Again, it's going to be 7 foot and it's going to be 2.5 inches in diameter. We are going to have a line post right here. They're going to be 7 foot and they're going to be 2 inch in diameter. All right, so as you can see, we did clear our path where the gate is going to be, or the fencing is going to be run. Next, we're going to grab our tool and we're going to dig that hole and we'll get started. Here we have the gates we're going to use. We're going to have 2 3-foot gates so that we can get our lawn cutting equipment in place. Here's our posts that we're going to be using. Again, they were 7 foot and they were 2.5 inch end and gate posts, and they were 2 inch line posts, and again by 7 foot. Now we took our tool, our post digging tool. We came back here right up against the foundation and we started digging out the spot where our end post is going to go. And just so you know, we're going to dig down with that end post. It's going to be 2 feet into the ground. We're going to dig down approximately 18 inches, and then we're going to take the post and drive it down the additional 6 inches just into the dirt so that it stays fairly stationary when we're trying to line it up before we put our concrete into the post itself. Now that tool that we used is to drive the post down in there without damaging the post itself. We stuck the post into the ground, we put the tool over the top, and then we drove the post down into the ground approximately 6 inches. And now we can add the concrete to that hole to make everything nice and firm so it doesn't go anywhere. And this is our crushed stone that we're going to put in there as well. That's going to be in the concrete mix, just so you know, to give it a little extra strength. We strung our line across from the corner of the house to the property line, and now we're going to take our post digging tool and we're going to get in there and we're going to slowly dig away until we get to the 18 inches that we want it to be. Now you can use a tool to drill into the ground here. We chose not to because there is a lot of root material down in the ground, and with that type of a tool, when it hits the root, it'll really spin you around in the circle. And here we're going to just chop out the root that's in the way, and then once it's chopped out, then we'll get in there with our tool and we'll just continue digging until we dig it down the 18 inches in the ground. All right, and that's the finished hole that we're going to install the end post in. And again, our line that you see we have strung along here. We're going to put our cement or concrete mixture into the hole. Remember, we have the rock that's mixed in with the cement as well for extra strength. And we're using our line that's strung from one corner to the other to make sure it's a nice straight line. And as you can see, the tool, this is what we use to push the post down into the ground. And then once it's in the ground at the depth we choose, then we can put our concrete or cement in there to reinforce it. All right, so on this side we have our corner posts, our gate posts. They're both installed. Put our other gate post in here, and on the very end over here you can see we have our end posts down at the end there. And of course we have our line post right there as well. Now during the whole process of installing the end post, the gate, and also the line post, we took our level and we put a level on there to make sure that it's exactly where it's supposed to be. Worst thing you can do is to put your posts in and have them leaning left or right or back, or not perfectly lined up. So make sure before your concrete dries that you have your level on there, and make sure everything is exactly centered as it's supposed to be. Next we have our components that we're going to put the tension bands on to accommodate the new tension bar that we're going to put in. We have the caps for the line post, the gate, and also the end post, the wire ties, as well as the gate hardware too. Next we're going to take the tension band and we're going to put them around each one of the end posts and the gate posts in the preparation of putting our chain link on there with our tension bars. But now we're just going to put all of the components in place in preparation of putting on the material, the wire. Now we also installed our gate latch assembly too, and it's just loose. We're not going to do anything as far as tightening it up until we're ready to put the gate in position, but we have everything lined up. As you can see, we also have our top rail ends in place, and this is one on top of our line post. This is our hardware for the gate that we're going to put on, as well as our cap. And of course this is our gate. Remember, we have 2 3-foot gates that we're going to put in there. Next we took our top rail and we put it in place. We took our ends and we put the top rail into the ends, and we tightened everything up in preparation of putting on the wire chain or the chain link fence itself. We tightened it up. We have our height set to the correct height. Next we're going to take our chain link fence and we'll stretch it across this opening, and we'll start to put the fence up in place. As I said, we set the height of that top rail to accommodate the chain link fence itself. Next we're going to take our tension bar. We'll slide our tension bar into the one end of the chain link, and we'll put it onto the tension bands. And now we take our tool to stretch the chain link to take all of the looseness or the give out of the fence itself. And as you can see, it's attached on the end post, and we pulled it tighter, and now we'll put our screws in to hold it in place. And that was the tool that we used to do that. As you can see, my dogs want to see what's going on there. They're very curious what's happening. So we stretched our material, and we now put our tension bands in place, and we tighten them up. And next will be our fence, our gate going on. We put our hinges on, and then we hung the gates in place, and we adjusted everything. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to come in here with our tie wires. We're going to wrap it around. You catch the one end of it, you pull it around through here, and you take your tool and you wrap it around to secure the wire onto the tension bar, as well as the end and the line posts as well. And what I do is I usually do them probably every foot or so. I'll have a wire on there to tie it in place. And as you can see on the gate here, we drove a metal pipe down into the ground to hold our lock in place. Again, these are our tie wires going in there, and wrapped it around. And that's it. This side is done. Next thing we'll do is we'll go over on the other side, and we're going to repeat the process on the other side. Again, these are our tie wires on here to hold everything nice and tight around the top rail as well as the other ones. Now, if you have a long run of fencing and you're not able to stretch it with that small jack that we use to pull the fence tight, when you have a long run of fence, you'll need to have a come along such as this, and you'll need to have this special tool that hooks into the fence to pull the material tighter as you work on down to attach the material and when you put the tension bars in place. And this is our finished product. This is what it's going to look like on this side. Now the other side does not have a gate on it, but it's going to be the exact same thing on the other side. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.